Hi everyone, Jeremy here, thanks for watching today. In this video we're going to be making a really pretty 5x7 birthday card. So let me show you what I'm using. So I have the Happy Birthday A5 stamp set from Made to Surprise. And I'm going to be using the poem stamp here. And it reads, Happy birthday, today's your birthday, it's all about you, lots of presents and cards and of course a drink or two. Some singing and dancing, friends tapping their feet, enjoy the party and cake to eat. Isn't that a really lovely poem? And that will sit nicely inside this panel here. And this is from the Showstoppers collection, and it's the 5x7 side panel mechanism die set, again from Made to Surprise. So I'll be using that for my card base. Then for embellishments, I'll be using the Butterflies Galore stamp and die set, again from Made to Surprise. So we've got a lovely selection of butterflies here. You've got the outline dies, but then you've also got these three more detailed dies. So you can die cut them as well as stamp them. And then lastly, the paper pack that I'm using is from Craftstash, and this is the Watercolour Spring 8x8 paper pack, 24 sheets. It's 190 GSM. It's got 6 background designs and 3 toppers. And 3 topper designs. So this is a really pretty and bright floral paper pack, and I think it's lovely. So I've gone ahead and I prepared some of my elements for the card. So I used the large panel and I've run this through my die cutting machine, so hopefully you can see that. We've got some cut lines and also some score lines. Now each machine is different and we've all got different pressures. So what I like to do, just to make sure I don't have any cracking in my card, is to reinforce the score lines. So I'll do that on my scoreboard in a little bit. So the card's going to go this way, and I've already die cut my pattern paper. So there are all my panel pieces there. So I'm going to reinforce my score lines and glue down all my panels, and then I'm going to come back to you. So I've gone ahead and I've reinforced the score lines and I've added the pattern paper. So I'm going to show you how to fold this now. I also have another video where I've doubled up this. So I've cut it again, flipped it round and attached it onto here, so I've got more of a Showstopper style card. So I'll link that for you. So if you'd like to take a look at that. So I'm going to start with these score lines here at the end of this sort of U shape. So they are a mountain fold. And then this first one here is a valley. So you're just teasing the cardstock or manipulating it into position for it to start forming those folds. So that's a mountain fold, valley, and a mountain fold there. And then this last one is a valley fold. So if you slowly start to push everything together now, she says, it'll start to find its position. Like so. So I've just burnished those score lines just to help position it into place, and it all falls flat like so. So you can have your card standing in this direction where you've got the panel on the right hand side, or you can flip it over and have the panel on the left. So it's entirely up to you, but I think I'm going to go for this orientation, so we've got the panel on the right hand side. So I've got a scrap piece of cardstock here in the matching purple. I'm going to leave it at this size at the moment. I'm going to heat emboss my happy birthday, and then I'm going to trim it down to size. So once I've trimmed it down, I'll give you the measurements for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and heat emboss that, and I'll come back to you. So I've gone ahead and I've heat embossed my sentiment. I've trimmed it down. I'll give you the measurements now, but I just want to explain why I used a larger piece. It's because if I show you this, for example, the stamp is larger than my trimmed panel, so I wouldn't have been able to hold this in place with my magnets on my stamping platform, and I wouldn't have had even pressure to get that perfect stamp. So I've trimmed it down to 2 3/4 by 3 5/8. So that will sit nicely in there. I'm going to pop that up onto some foam. And I think that looks really nice against those florals. The foam will also create that shadow and help it pop more against the pattern paper. Foam is also going to help stabilize this piece that is warped slightly with the heat embossing. And what I like to do, I'm sure you've seen this in many videos, is I just add some liquid glue onto those foam pads just to help me position it. Sometimes they're really sticky, and once they're down you can't move them around, so I like to be able to have that wiggle room. So there's my sentiment attached using some foam. I think that looks lovely on that panel there and really pops against that pattern paper. I don't think you can see it very well on camera, but in person it does really pop. This panel here, I'm going to add a personalised message, well, a name I should say. I don't want to do it on camera because I don't want to give it away to the recipient. So I'll be using some alphabet dies, and I'll be spelling their name out across that panel there. So next I'm going to work on the embellishment. So I'm going to work on the butterflies. So I've got this stamp and die set, as I said. This is a really versatile set, and there's really pretty images, some beautiful butterflies there. So what I've decided to use today is this die here. So as I said, you can stamp this out and then you can cut it with your outline die, or you can also include this more detailed die here in the center and cut a butterfly like so. So I've gone ahead and I've cut the shadow die there 3 times in the purple cardstock. I've then cut it again in this pink stripe. I don't know if you can quite see it on camera, but it's got a very subtle light pink stripe running through, and it's from the same pattern paper. So I've got 3 of those, and then I've got this pink purple glitter cardstock, and I've die cut that 3 times. So I'm going to be attaching them, the 3 layers together. I'm going to add some shaping into it, and I like to use my hot glue gun, so I'll show you the process now. So I like to keep the bottom piece flat, then I add a curve into the next layer. So I've attached those pieces together just in the center there, and once that's secure, I lift up the wing, hopefully you can see that, and I'm going to run hot glue along there like so. I'm not going to push down on it. I'm going to let that dry. I'll push down on it slightly, but I'm going to let that dry, and that will hold that wing in place. So it doesn't flatten. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the opposite side. So just a bead of glue along there. You can push it down slightly if you wish, so it's not as upright. While that's drying, I just put a bit of shape into this piece then, the top piece. Adding glue just to the body of the butterfly then, or down the centre of it. And attach that in place. So if you had a more solid piece, I would add some hot glue again behind this wing to help that pop. But you'll be able to see it through the pieces that have been cut out using the die. Sorry if you can hear the traffic outside. The big lorry going past decided to beep his horn. Just saying hello. So just shape them a little bit more. And then you've got a really dimensional butterfly. So I'm just going to go ahead now and do that with the remaining 2 butterflies. So there's my 3 butterflies prepared. I'm just going to have a little look where I think they'll fit best. So there's the final card. After some, well, a lot of fussing and indecision, I've decided on the placement of the butterflies. I've also added some pink gems from my stash, and I think they look really pretty offset against this pattern paper. And as I said, I'm going to add a name here. I'll also pop a piece of white cardstock on the back, probably up behind this panel or this one, so that there's room to write a message. Any products used in today's video will be listed in the description box below. I hope you've enjoyed this style of card. If you have, you might want to give me a thumbs up, comment on the video, or consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. Once again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!